This episode, you're going to hear a conversation between two of my closest friends as we remember one of our closest friends, Sydney McMillan Collins. Taking this time to remember her life as we just celebrated her birthday this past week on the 25th. We also will be taking this time to honor her life as we pass the 4-year anniversary of her murder that occurred on the 27th of July. To learn more about the conviction and the sentencing of that case, you can definitely search Sydney McMillan Collins, Columbia, South Carolina. So take the moment, take a seat, have a sip, get some laughs, and maybe learn a lesson or two as me and my girls have a conversation as we remember one of our own.
Lift off and the clock has started.
Roger, 0G, and I feel fine.
All right, everybody, welcome back to episode 7 of Relationships Through the Looking Glass. This episode is a little different. It's not going to be our standard type of conversational topic about different relationships, but it's really going to focus on somebody who was extremely important to me in my life and also in the lives of the ladies who are also on the episode today. We'll be talking about Sydney and what she meant to us as a group and to us individually. So I have my sisterhood that did a lot of forming who I am today. Sometimes not the nicest of ways. Sometimes in some very tough, direct, straight to the point love. But and the funny thing is, Shonda will tell you that I'm the mean one. But no. I beg to differ, but I'll let her plead her case as we get on through the episode. So I'm here. You all know me. I'm Michelle, and I have Shonda and Net that's on the call or the episode. So why don't you guys just kind of introduce yourselves and kind of give us some backstory on how you all met Sid?
Well, I'm Nanette. Hey, everybody. I met Sydney when she was in the Air Force, when she first got in the Air Force at Fort Polk, Louisiana. And that was when she first got in the Air Force. And oh my goodness, that girl was she was really playing a shy role at first.
Well, how long ago was it?
This was when she first got in.
How many years ago? These are people listening don't know.
Oh my God, this was, my Jesus. How old is Raheem? Raheem is
26.
26.
26. Yeah, 26.
This was over 30 years ago then. Okay. This was before she got married the first time, before she even had any kids. This was when she first got in the Air Force. And she moved across the street. She got a house. She was renting a house across the street from my mom. And for some reason, everyone calls her my cousin because they say, you feed somebody long enough, they'll start looking like you. We were not kin at all. But because she stayed across the street from us, from my mom, when she was in the Air Force, and we just partied together all the time. And my mom took to her. And it's like we just clicked, just like she was my blood sister, my blood cousin or whatever. And and it's like we argued and fought just like, not physical fought, but argued just like sisters, but we loved each other just like sisters. In the club, we fought like sisters and cousins. And it's just, it's real. It's really hard to even think back that far to even know how long it's been, It's, yeah. I got, I was looking there the other day, I got pictures when she was real little, when she used to wear, the updos and the top.
You were real little too.
Yeah.
I've seen the pictures.
Yeah, girl, I'm still little.
She like, look, I'm still little.
We all still little though.
Yeah.
Girl, but it's like when she used to have color hair and she'd have these ponytails, and she used to have the she trying to get some attention. Hey, Petey, I'm in your spot. I'm sorry, girl.
She just want to get on the bed.
And I'm in her spot. But come on. And she used to curl her ponytails, and had the big curly curls on the side of her ponytail. She used to wear them big clothes and oh my God, Sydney was, oh my God, she was one of the guys, one of the girls, and it's just, man, I tell you, it just feels like it still feel like yesterday, Shell. It really does, that she's been gone. It does not feel like it been years, but
Right.
uh,
It's been what, almost 4?
4 years. Yeah, I was gonna say
Almost 4
almost
years.
4 years, but it don't seem like it though. It's,
Right. Right.
no, I knew you know her a little long because y'all was in the in the Air Force together,
I
but
met her when I was in high school. I met
oh,
her.
high school.
Yeah, because I'm the young one out the crew.
Oh,
I'm the young one out the crew. So
oh my
I was
God.
still in high school when I met her. But Shonda, why don't you tell us, how the force, the energy of Sid came into your life?
Oh man, I tell you,
Mm-mm.
she was such a dear heart. So I want to say it was maybe 97. And I was working as an office manager for a company that was in downtown Columbia. Um, and we needed a receptionist. And we were trying to find the right person. And when she walked in, as soon as I saw her and she smiled and said hello, I said, "This is who we need." You know how her smile was so dynamic that it just lit up a room. And you know how she was so beautiful. People would ask if she had been in TV and things like that, or if she
Mhm.
was a model. So she came in, she had on her little business suit. We talking about the late 90s. So she was sharp. She had on her little high heels. Hair in a bun with the little ponytail.
Don't forget her
top.
bang now.
Yeah,
Don't forget her
she
bang.
looked like a little brown Barbie doll. Is exactly what I thought.
Yeah.
I said, "Wow, she's so pretty." And then her voice was so pretty. I said, "Oh Lord, she's gonna be great for this." She'll answer the phone. She has the presence. You know how they say you have 7 seconds to make a first impression.
Yeah.
As soon as I saw her, I said, "This is who we need." And so I said, "Hey," and we just clicked right there, just like Ness said. You just something about a warmthness between the two of us from the very beginning.
Mm-hmm.
And then so at that time, we started talking and getting to know each other. Like I said, she started working with me, and it took a little bit for me to see that there were two sides to her. I will never forget, because the first time that I invited her over to my place, and at that time I was ultra religious, used to go to church 3 times a week. She started off calling me preacher wife.
Oh Jesus!
Because I really was at that time. So she came to visit me after work, and she had a 22-ounce can of beer and in a paper bag, and she opened it up and she started drinking it, and she said, "Why are you looking at me like that?" And I said, "I have to be honest. This is truthful. I was 30 or close to 30. I was 29. I said, I've never seen a woman drink out of a can, a 22-ounce can like that." And that's, what she said? "You should have seen me back in the Air Force when I was drinking 40s.
Yes, because that's what
exactly
drunk.
what she said. And that, I was just flabbergasted back then. I was like,
tell you,
huh?
Because she did.
Yeah.
She was always one of the guys, one of the girls. I mean,
the thing about it is, once she saw that I was in a horrible marriage to a so-called very religious and controlling person, and I needed to get out of that, she kind of introduced me. She kind of introduced me to all the things I've been missing during this period. When I met her, I hadn't heard Tupac or Biggie when they were alive, because I only listened to religious music. I remember I didn't know who Master P was.
Oh, Jesus.
And the first thing she did was remember back they used to have those little mini cassettes, Michelle?
Yeah, I remember.
She brought me the little mini cassette that had no scrubs. It was no scrubs on one side, and it was Bills, Bills, Bills on the other side. So she was like, basically, we're going to,
turn up.
Yeah, change your philosophy on life. And then, as you all know, later on, Michelle was incorporated into helping us.
Yeah,
give that husband a civil adieu.
Oh, geez.
We had to pack his shit, his stuff, and send him packing.
Dressed in all black, like the
Michelle, change the locks.
Okay,
man, we would get
taking cars in the middle of the night. Good time.
Well, you got to keep in mind, I had left him. He had already made my life so miserable. I had left him, left the car, left everything to start over. He wormed his way into the apartment that I moved to get away from him. So yeah, when Sid learned that story, she was like the sister I should have had. I mean, keep mind you, I have 2 older sisters, but we're all soft like butter. We weren't raised around like I said, we weren't even allowed to watch. I remember being taken out of the room because I watched the show called Maude back in the day.
Jesus.
With the old girl who was the Golden Girls.
Oh my goodness.
And at the end of the show, she said, "What the hell, let's dance." I said, "What the hell?" And after that, I was no longer allowed. We were no longer allowed to watch that TV show. So Hee Haw was what we could watch. And we could watch Oral Roberts. We could watch Oral Roberts, but you couldn't play cards.
You are dating yourself right now. I don't even know who was the other person.
Couldn't wear pants.
Girl.
So Sydney, I got to tell you, Sydney kind of indoctrinated me into a whole different side. Now, mind, I've been to college and everything, but I went to a school that was 2% minority. So I can't say that even growing up, I'd been exposed to any Sydneys in my life. And few people had, now that you think about it, because she was the combination of super intelligent, super organized. Oh, she was great. I mean, I'm not saying, yeah, I admit it. As soon as I saw her, I knew she was right for the job, but she proved to also be completely competent. I mean, excellent typing, all the strong Microsoft Office skills, everything.
Yeah, all of that.
All of it. She was smart as a whip. And then not just that, just fun. She's full of all that energy. She started the day off. Where are we getting breakfast? I mean, man, she could eat.
Yeah, she could.
Somebody that was skinny.
Girl,
she planned me. As soon as we had breakfast, she was planning what we were going to do for lunch.
Oh, yeah. But she is the only person that I have ever met that, girl, we will party all night long. I mean, drink all night.
I already know what you're going to say.
At the club and come in 5 or 10 minutes time before it's time for her to go to work.
To go to work and be at work. Yep.
And be at work on time.
It's so funny because
I'm like, how in the world?
Michelle, and you see, keep in mind, we worked together at this time. When I first met her, we worked together. I was her supervisor, but we would go out to the club in the middle of the week. And I just saw a post on Facebook that said, "This generation is soft." So y'all go out to the club and call in sick the next day.
Girl.
They said when we went out to the club, we would go to work the next day with the band still on our wrist from the club in the same outfit and everything. No, but truthfully with us, we would go to Waffle House. We wouldn't get any sleep, but we would keep each other awake the next day during meetings and stuff because we knew we hadn't had any sleep.
Oh yeah, but we always get the All-Star special that soaks up the alcohol.
That's right. We always went to Waffle House. And Sid was the type. I just want to have that kind of energy for one day to know what it's like to wake up and just jump up doing stuff.
Girl.
Well, for me,
I'm depression all of my life, you know.
For me, Sid came in when I was in high school. So I knew her brothers first. I was friends with her brothers.
Oh, I saw that picture.
We are not here to talk about that.
You know, she went to the prom.
We all had big hair.
Oh my gosh, we are not here to talk about that, Shonda. So
funny.
Good
we
grief.
all had big hair back then, girl.
Shoot. So yeah, I met her when I was in high school, and I'm the introvert out of the crew, the quiet one out of the crew, the one who kind of, don't really know what I'm up to, but I'm up to something out of the crew in the built-in babysitter. So like
that was the main thing. You did take good care of the babies. Let's face it.
I took care of the babies. I love the babies. We're all grown up now. But it was more of after I came back from college, we roomed together, and I was kind of sheltered growing up. And even when I went away to college in Georgia and came back, this was my first time being rooming with somebody who wasn't a student.
Right.
So it was like, oh, we have real bills. Oh, we have we're like, welcome to the real world, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Real bills.
Exactly.
Real bills. We have to do real jobs.
Mm-hmm.
But one thing she did introduce me to was how life is as an extrovert. Always going out, always wanting to go out. She was the first person who talked me into getting on the back of somebody's motorcycle without a helmet going freaking over 100 miles per hour down 20.
True.
Like, talk me into this crap. I'm thinking back about it. I'm like, what the hell was wrong with me?
Girl,
She would get on back of bikes, didn't even know who these dudes were. We went to bike weekend at the beach, and she would just leave me because somebody would be like, y'all want to get on the back? And I'm over here like, I don't know this dude. I don't know you. I don't know how long you've been riding. I'm not her. She's like, I'll see you later. I'll see you back at the road.
Look, whenever she comes back around, that's when you see her.
Right, exactly.
But
you know, and I'm thinking, this is so not safe.
Exactly.
No, see, I don't know that I actually thought that way back then. It's nothing. Now that I watch Discovery ID,
you know,
I think about, look, now that I see all these shows now on Discovery ID, I think, wow, it was the grace of God that nobody killed us back then. We would get on, look,
that
Black
kill y'all, because this chick wasn't
Planet.
getting on the back of nobody's bike. That
I'm talking about on the internet. I'm talking about on the internet.
Oh, girl.
We would get on Black Planet.
Oh, girl, Black Planet was the bomb back then.
Sydney, we would be at work, and Sydney would say, you know what, I'm hungry. And she would talk to some random, this is when, you know, we were just starting all of that chat room and stuff. Sydney would talk to some total stranger, and he would have a pizza delivered to our workplace, you know, for lunch. I mean, that kind of stuff.
And that brings us to the next topic.
Right.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
The
dudes. That brings us to that topic. Oh my goodness. So I think all of us had our own different type of dude. Like all of us had our own type. Mine was really eclectic. But
let me tell you,
it changed over the years. Didn't we all start?
It has, because I've gone from liking the pretty boys with the curly hair to now I want bald and beard. So yeah.
But for some reason, Sydney was she was into the thug ones, because when she was in the Air Force on Fort Polk, I mean, oh my God, we didn't hang out with nothing but the thugs in the military. I was like, Sydney, she's like, oh my God, oh, let's go party with them. Let's go party with them. I mean, always, girl, I got the group pictures of nothing but the thugs. And I'm like, I know they think we about some hood kids.
You would think that Sydney was not brought up by such
Sydney
a prestigious father and mother. And
she never went to college. You would think that she's the head of the gang and everything. The way she drew, I mean, just the way she, you know, not carried herself, because she didn't carry herself bad, but it was just her energy.
Yeah.
Because
she wasn't afraid of anything.
No, she wasn't. Because, girl, let me tell you,
she was fearless.
We ain't gonna, girl, the first husband just not even in.
But that's just it, though.
Girl,
he was a military person, but he was the most thuggish.
Yeah, girl, if you remember how big her husband was, he was muscular. The first one, Raheem, she was not scared of that guy.
Was she scared of anybody?
But girl, let me tell you, Sydney was pregnant, and she
was actually going to fight this dude who was pulling on me. We got kicked out the club. It was me, her, and one of my other friends, and this dude was pulling on me because he thought we were in a relationship, which we weren't. I don't know what gave him that idea. Anyway, I was
girl, you can't talk more than 15 minutes back in the day, girl. You know you married.
I know. I'm like, I don't know why you think we're in a relation. I never said it. I never said that. But you guys know me. When I went out to dance. That's what I did. I didn't care about who was on the floor. I'm just going to dance because that's what I do.
Right.
And this dude was pulling on me, and she saw it, and she went up to him, and he was like, "You're gonna make me clown up in here," and blah blah blah. And she came and got between me and him, and she was like pumping her chest up like she was gonna take dude out. And we got kicked out the club.
Half the size,
girl.
I mean, how many pounds did Sydney weigh?
Look, Sydney didn't start picking up weight till she got married to Aaron, because Sydney was always like a $105. I ain't
105 pounds, thinking she gonna beat a man.
Girl, she was always small though.
But I'm saying she was always fearless.
And then I was like, girl, when she met Aaron, we at a bike. I mean, at one of the bike shows. It was down in Sumter.
Up here by the Air Force Base, because I was the one who introduced them.
When was that?
But
2001.
Girl, I don't remember what it was.
It had to be. I was still in, so it had to be before 2001.
Introduced. I mean, I don't know if she had it. No, she hadn't introduced him yet. But we was there, and we was sitting on a bench, and he passed by on his bike, and Sydney liked his bike, and Sydney was like, "That's gonna be my next husband." I said, "Sydney, you don't even know this man," and I don't know where. I don't know if you knew him or something, but she introduced him to him. But I mean, she introduced Sydney to him. But I was like,
Michelle did.
Yeah, but when he passed by, she'd already said, that's gonna be my next husband. I was like, you don't even know this guy, but she liked his bike. I was like, Sydney, that's not how you meet husbands. I'm sorry, but look what happened. You know what I'm saying? It was her next husband. You know, I was
Not just
like,
that, you got to keep in mind, Sid had already incorporated the whole. I told you, she started off with my "can you pay my bills" mentality. So Sid and I, we already had a philosophy of how we weren't getting too attached to men. Men were going to provide for us.
Oh, girl.
We were basically, we were writing a book, which was "Pimping Ain't Easy, but somebody's got to do it." and the subtitle was "Taking the Money Before He Gives It to a White Woman."
Girl, oh my God.
So we were horrible.
Girl, Gunny, because let me tell you, baby, we was serious. But
one of our rules was we were never going to put a man's name on us. And remember what happened with Aaron?
Yep, she put that name.
She put it on her. Yep.
When
she did that, I said, Sydney, oh my gosh,
girl, he hooked ya.
Wow, that's how you knew she was ready to settle down.
Yep.
You know,
but
it's so interesting just to see how it was like different phases in
right. After she had gotten
life, right?
Yeah.
Because I remember the times where I would get calls when it's like, look, I got to be at this apartment or I got to be out this house by tomorrow, and I'm like, I'm on my way. Like it was.
Hey, y'all, remember, Michelle, I was thinking about that time. Remember when she moved out of the apartment because she just decided she was going to go, I think, to Baltimore, and she was like, y'all can have everything in it.
Yep.
And I didn't even go because I knew she was going to change. I felt like, one thing about it, when she made up her mind she was going to do something, bam, I've never seen anybody pack up and move out of a place faster than Sydney could do it.
Oh, girl.
I'm saying Sydney could be out of a place.
And
real sure, how long would it take her, really? To pack everything and be gone.
I was always the one being called to help. So a day.
It is. And then look, we had practice because we had to move Tasha too. So if she's like
all of us.
Okay, we got
exactly. Like I literally could have a moving company right now.
Okay.
I feel like I should have.
You know exactly what to do and how to pack it and everything, girl. I'm telling you, it was.
You wouldn't even get a whole day notice. I would get a call when I'm off of work. We get all the stuff out of the house, and I'm like, I'm on the way.
The main thing is we always looked out for each other.
Yeah,
we didn't even really have to say what was going on.
No,
if we called up and said,
we never did. We don't even
man bothering you. We
even when it was time to do job references and work references, we don't even have to call anybody. You'd be like, "Oh, this is for who?" Yeah.
All right. So, what do we need to say?
Yeah, just we need our resume redone, Sydney. We need to look good so we can get this type of job. I got you. It'll be ready this evening. She was always ready. Had that paper ready.
My favorite memories. One of them is when she made the business cards for me because I started braiding hair, and that was back when everyone wanted to look like Allen Iverson, had a little crossover and designs. Sydney made business cards that had color photographs of my work on it, and then we would go to bike shows, car shows, and the club, and she would hand out those cards. And God knows I'm telling the truth. When I did that, I left the job where I was an on-site staffing manager. I was making almost with the bonuses $50,000. And this was years ago. And I made more money braiding hair than anything I've ever done. But it was the fact that you have to get up at, you're dealing with people who didn't have work hours.
Yeah.
So you might get a knock on the door at 5 a.m, start braiding hair, wouldn't finish until 5 the next morning.
Yeah.
Music playing,
I remember those days.
Cards,
I would over to your house. And they would be random all over the house.
Yes. But the guys, look, the guys, I don't know if they were drug dealers or what, but they would always have like a little crew with them.
Yes.
So the foot soldiers maybe would wash my truck for me.
Girl.
Everything, while we're all, and I think, and even my estranged spouse CD, he said what they're really paying for is to look at y'all. Because truthfully, it was more than just getting their hair braided. It was an experience.
Oh yeah.
We were having fun. There were dominoes and spades and stuff going on. And there was no time to leave. They were comfortable in there.
See, I was a country girl. I didn't know anything about the little cards until I moved down here with Sydney. But the weird part is that
she will help you get
that girl. When I tell you, Sydney kept the same number. I have never seen nobody that kept the same number forever. Because let me tell you, when Sydney moved back to South Carolina, Sydney had the same number.
The cell phone,
yes. And let me tell you, it was like at least 6 years Sydney had been gone. And I was like really stressed out. You know, me and my mom's going through and everything. Me and my boyfriend, whatever was going through. And I was just like, hello.
She's still here.
Oh,
Mhm.
and I was going through and I was like, I got to get out of Louisiana. I got to get out of Louisiana. And it was like, I was packing up my stuff. I kid you not, y'all. I was packing up my stuff and it was nothing but God. I had a old phone book with all these different addresses from people way back in the day. And I flipped through there and seen Sydney's name in that book and her phone number and her address here in South Carolina. And I called it and she answered the phone. I said, girl, I didn't know this is still you. And I was telling, she was like, girl, pack up your stomach. Come on down here, girl.
That's
just
exactly
come
how
on.
she would be.
She was like, you ain't got to worry about nothing. You can stay here as
Kids
long as
and
you
all.
want. Just come on, pack up your stuff. Just bring them on. I was like, girl, where are we going to stay? We got a 2-bedroom, put them kids in one room. We'll be in the other room. Girl, don't worry about it. Just come on.
That's
Girl,
exactly what else.
when I came down here, when I tell you, I have never heard anything about these little cards until I got down here with Sydney. And these coochie coupon cards. And she
What?
Yes, girl. These little cards, just like your little
What?
card.
I
Yes.
know, right? We're on a whole nother subject here.
I'm like,
No,
okay, this is a whole
No,
nother. Yeah. What?
Like it looked like little business cards. And what we did, we put our fake, like whatever, club names on it. Of course, mine is always Precious Cajun. So I had Precious Cajun on there, and you put your cell number on there. And honey, every time somebody used to come up and try to holler and give me one of their cards, and Sydney be like, oh no, here, you take my girl's card. And she would give them my
Now, I never heard of this kind of card.
This was when we was going to the club on base, and we was going to the club up here behind the mall. And,
Of course.
Oh,
we
my God.
did. Oh Lord, we back in the day.
girl, but this is what I'm saying. I never heard of the cards, and that's how I met Aaron, my pastor,
That guy.
my pastor's nephew.
I remember him.
She introduced me to him. She was like, "Girl, he got money."
Sydney introduced everybody to everybody.
Okay,
She
every
knew
dude
everyone.
that had money. I mean, we
She
went
knew
to
everyone.
football
NFL,
players,
that's right,
yes,
NBA players.
that went to college with y'all. They got famous, and girl, we riding around in their limos and all this. I ain't never been in a limo in my life. She's like, "Girl, come on, I know these people." Sydney, I don't know these people. Come on, girl, I know these people. I was like, oh my God, but girl, I was just like, I really was like, girl, we got cards.
But you know what, Shell? It's funny. She said this part about how her phone number stayed the same. She had a way of she could give a guy her phone number, but she had a way, because back then we didn't have all that the technology you have now to do a lot of screening and all of that.
No, we
give
didn't.
them your phone
And
number.
that could be very challenging when you have somebody who won't leave you the hell alone.
Right, but I'm saying
okay.
Sydney had a way of cutting men off where they almost didn't realize they were being cut off, and they were still friendly.
Exactly.
I mean, because she didn't change her phone number. She just would ignore them from now on or whatever, and they might see her later. I'll never forget this particular guy, which you and I both know. We won't say any names, but he was a high school teacher, and he had a crush on her. And every time we went out to the clubs, NC or whatever, he loves it. He always would ask, "Can we go? Can I take you out?" Or he would want to follow us to the Waffle House.
Yes.
And we would say, "Okay, well, we got to go pick up our kids with the babysitter." And Sydney would speed so fast. She would roll up into some neighborhood, get in somebody's driveway. We would duck down. Yeah, we turn the lights off and duck down. And the guy would be trying to follow us, and we would lose them.
Girl,
We'd be holding our noses and stuff so there wouldn't be any steam on the window.
Oh, baby, but that's one
And the
thing
guy would drive right past us, try to figure out what happened. And look, at one time I saw him one night, and he said, "She ain't gonna never let me go." And I said, "No."
That was one thing she had, and that was speed, honey. She didn't even.
Lord, yes.
That child.
I remember when she hit a cat.
Girl,
we were going to work, and she hit a cat, and the lady was standing outside, and she was like, "Oops, sorry."
Oh my God! That's like her, though,
that's not funny.
Or that it sounds just
But
like.
how about
Sydney.
she would put her makeup on and drive with her knees
while she's driving?
She would steer with her
Yes.
knees
Oh my
and
God.
put on her makeup. And I'm like, okay, you realize I'm in the car too. I don't care if you kill yourself
Girl,
driving, but do you not care that I'm here?
baby?
That's how she would be.
She would put them eyebrows on in a heartbeat in the car.
Or she could drive for like 13 hours.
Yes.
You remember how she went to Texas that time for her brother?
Oh my God.
If her brother one time needed her to help him move or something.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, bam. And then, why don't we just stop in New Orleans while we're here?
Yep.
Go to the casinos. And then,
Girl,
road
she
trips
had the
driving was
energy.
nothing for her. She should have had a CDL.
Girl, Cindy
She could have been a truck driver.
That girl could drive. I mean, she could drink a
hours.
24 pack and still drive. Like she ain't not drunk nothing but a 24 pack of water or something.
But I
24
was
pack.
always Jiminy the Cricket. Out of the whole scenario, I was always the one like, do you really think you should be doing that?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Everybody's mama.
She was the
I
one.
am. I'm the youngest, but I was everybody's mom.
You know why? Because her face was always readable, and there was a look of disapproval.
Yeah.
Every time Shell looked at us, in every picture I have one picture of all of us together.
Like everybody questioning, like,
look, all of us are in this picture.
You sure that's all right?
And the look on your face, Shell, is looking like, I wish these people would shut the hell up and go home.
Are you sure we should be doing this?
Girl.
Oh man, you a mess.
I was legit adopted in because I was always the voice of reason. It was like
somebody had to be for real.
Drunk. Once I got started, man. Oh Lord.
Yes. Look, let's not talk about the wig flying off on the dance floor.
Oh, wig flying. Oh
Lord
my God.
Jesus.
Oh Lord, every time I think about it.
Oh, the good times.
We laughed so much, tears ran down our face that night.
Dancing on the wig.
Shell, I am so happy that Shonda has actually learned how to be on beat with music. Because oh my God, we used to sit back.
Yet.
I haven't learned yet. Look, she's way better than what she was. Because oh my God, Cindy used to say, oh God, Shonda, please don't go dance. Please, girl, try to get out there. And we'd be like, what music is she dancing to? And Cindy was like, I don't know, girl. Just let her dance.
Just let her dance. Let her feel it.
Don't know
what
you
got me over here dropping it with booty music. Like that was my stuff.
Still, she would. This is what happened. Sydney and I would go. We would go to the club, and Sydney they would have some kind of sexy legs contest or whatever brick house contest, and she was like, Shonda, get your big ass up there and win that money. And I couldn't dance a bit, and I would be winning the money so we could. She's like, we gotta pay for the babysitter. I get the $50 or whatever. I remember one time I was at Park Avenue.
Girl,
all I did was walk up and down the little thing. I was like, whatever.
Well, you was always well endowed more than all of us.
Well endowed, more than all of us.
Sydney
more than all of us.
When I was 30.
Girl.
She encouraged me when I was 30 to get my first bikini. I got that black bikini and I was still shy, so I had this little sheer thing around the bottom. And then we went to Black Bike Week, and then like a couple of weeks later, we were always out eating at lunchtime, and some man came up and said, "I know y'all." I'm like, "No, you don't." He said, "Yeah, I've seen you online."
Oh,
there was a website called
Wow.
Black Bike Week Beauties, and he didn't tell us he was putting us online. And there was a picture of me and a picture of her. I was like, Lord, it was like the black people equivalent of Girls Gone Wild. Good thing we weren't showing anything, really. Oh, yeah. I mean, they just posted us.
I went to Bike
Week. They just put us online without telling us that.
I went to Bike Week one time with Sydney.
That was my one time too. I broke my leg.
Girl, that was and I did too. I
broke my leg. What you call the thing on the motorcycle?
Yeah, on the pike.
See, that's what y'all get for getting on them damn bikes with them strangers. I didn't get on nobody's. I only rode with one dude. I only ever rode with one guy, and that was it.
Girl, I put baby oil on my legs, and when I look trying to be cute, trying to take a picture, you
saved all the pictures, like all my Halloween. Because I'm quite one, but when Halloween starts, I come out of my shell. So she had my nurse when I was a nurse, when I was the devil.
Girl,
so yeah, she saved all her pictures.
Cute nurse, Shell.
Aaron mom, girl, called me up and gave me, and I didn't even know that she even still had certain pictures. Girl, when she called me over there to the house to give me the pictures, I think I had some of your pictures. She gave them to me, some of your pictures.
Probably do.
I didn't even know that she still had it. I was like, oh my God, I don't even remember. She still got this picture. I mean, old pictures. And I was just like, oh my God, Cindy don't throw away no pictures. I mean, all pictures of the babies when they was laying on the bed together. We used to go out, and Raheem and my sister's son and Patrick, they was all three in still Pampers, and they was on the.
I bet you that was the cutest.
They were on the bed, girl. We was
now?
getting ready to go out.
I want to see that.
We was.
Well, what?
Girl,
what would be as we are getting close to the wrapping it up here in a few? What would be? I know for me, when I learned about what happened. Ned actually is the one who told me. And I remember driving to work and the phone was ringing, but I was driving and I was like, well, why would Ned be calling me this early? So I thought you butt dialed me. I thought you butt dialed me, right? So I'm like, I'm still driving. You called again. And I said, that's weird. Adult butt dial? But I'm still driving. So I get to work and you called the third time and I said, there's something wrong. People don't accidentally call somebody 3 times. And I remember answering the phone and I remember you saying, I want to tell you before you see it on the news. And the disbelief of the words that came out of your mouth. Cause I was just like, no, that's not true. I just remember kept saying, that's not true. That's not true. And you were like, it is.
But the weird part about it, I was on Facebook the night before and I seen the whole thing and I didn't even know who it was. And I was live and I was trying to see what was going on, but it was just showing the police there just back and forth. And I didn't know. I said, man, they had somebody had gotten a fight, over there on Decker, and I did not have a clue that it was. So I had to talk to you and Shonda because, I was closer to y'all.
Like, and maybe because of, I was never integrated into that part of her life.
She knew that it wasn't something that we would, just knowing us.
Well,
I mean, we lost it.
I used to go to some of their meets or whatever, but why wasn't I there? You know what I'm saying? And oh my God, I'm getting goosebumps. It's just
it was heavy. And I remember I called after my acceptance, because after I got on the phone with you, because I said I had to go because I was still trying to process it. Then I pulled it up on when I pulled it up on my computer and saw them, I literally got nauseated to the point where I just, like you said, I just released it. And my coworkers came in and I couldn't talk. Like I was literally hyperventilating. I couldn't talk. And they were like, oh my God, what is going on? And all I could do was point to the screen. All I could do was point to the screen.
And the next thing I knew was I had to call Shonda.
Girl.
She had been here. This is the best part that helped me. She had been here 2 weeks before that happened. She and her husband had spent time with me. We went out to dinner, did like we normally did, racked up $300 on a bill, drinking and eating seafood. Just the 3 of us, laughing the whole time. And Aaron kept saying, Shonda, you only have so many years left. You really need to, because I was dealing with taking care of my mama. I was stressed, hair falling out my head. And he kept teasing me because I gained weight. He was like, Shonda, you only got about 5 good years left, and you better get you a man and start enjoying life. I remember him. And then the more we kept drinking and eating, the shorter it got. He was like, Shonda, you only got about 2 years left. And then he was like, Shonda, you only 6 months away from my 600-pound life. You better get you a man. The more we kept eating, we were just laughing. And then we took pictures together. She was going right after that to go celebrate her birthday in Las Vegas. Yep. And then the last text we sent each other, I still have them. I said, I love you. She said, I love you more. And I thank God I have those texts. But I promise you, Shell, I had to go through grief counseling. My immediate response when I heard she was dead, my immediate feeling was it should have been me instead of her, because her life was so beautiful at the time. She had such a full life, a husband.
That's one lesson I learned
traveled, did everything, had so much fun. Whereas I was like sitting at home, right?
She never.
Cancun, all these trips everywhere. I just got a passport.
We were actually planning a trip when she passed. We were planning a trip to go to Hawaii. We absolutely were, and it was still such a level of disbelief I numbed out. So when you were like, you're gonna have to come get me, it was not even a second thought. It was like, I don't care that you're almost 4 hours away. I needed to numb out because I could not deal with what I was feeling. And I know one thing for me, though, if I had to pull a lesson out from, and I'll go around all of us, but about lessons, what we learned just by being in her life and her being in ours, for me, it was, everything doesn't have to be so serious. You know what I'm saying? Everything does not have to be planned, and it's okay to experience life and enjoy it. If you want to travel. If you want to go have fun, go have fun. And it's okay. Like, live your life to the fullest, because you don't know how long we
Exactly.
got on the
Tomorrow is
planet.
not
And that's
promised to
one main
nobody.
lesson I learned.
Yeah, tomorrow is not promised to nobody. You have to enjoy life. And that's what I tell everybody. It's like, you just down there just living life. Yes, I am, because my kids are grown and I'm gonna live life. If I'm not gonna do anything else, I'm gonna enjoy life to the fullest, because that's when I had my best life, when I was with Sydney. You know
And
what
I'm
I'm
telling
saying?
you, even when we didn't make much money, Michelle,
We
Sid
still
and I
had
would
fun.
go to Ruth's Chris or whatever for lunch. We never had a problem.
Somehow we always had crab legs.
$100
Okay.
on you know why? And what
Always.
she told
Always had crab legs. I don't know how.
yeah, eat the steak.
Yes.
Eat the steak, because you can't take it with you.
Girl.
I mean, I'm not going to sit around and not treat myself well. If I can't do anything else for me right now,
Exactly.
I became a foodie, I think, because of her. I love me some good food. I never regret having a good meal, or I never sit around thinking about how much it costs. And I, the main thing she taught me, gosh, there was so many things, was it was a whole fake it till you make it attitude. Like, you have nothing to lose.
Because everybody always thought
there were
she had
things
money.
that I did, but I'm saying jobs and stuff.
Yeah.
I literally went from being incarcerated, coming out, needing a job, and she helped me find. What she did is, when I went to get the apartment, I didn't even have a job yet. We put down there that I was working for the school district, and it ended up happening and being true. I mean, it was what she did was I almost spoke it into existence.
You got to.
Yeah. And I got out and made more money than before I went in. Things like that. I've seen things like right now during this pandemic. Were it not for Sydney, I wouldn't have had the courage to leave the one job that was paying so little and leave and be able to be at home working 3 jobs, getting paid 3 times more than I was making at that one job. Because she taught me something. I mean, life is too short.
Well, what I've got
to be mistreated.
And what I've gotten out of it is that be true to yourself and be true to whoever you say is your sister, your friend, or cousin, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Be true to them. You know what I'm saying? Because it's time out being fake. You know what I'm saying? You got to, if you really, because that's a sisterhood that you can't get from your blood sister, your blood cousin. You know what I'm saying? Because can't nobody else take the place of someone who's had different experience. Can't nobody take the place of Sydney. My sister can't take the place of Sydney. My mom, my cousins,
my
the
3 of us, I feel are closer than my blood relatives.
Yeah, but this is what I'm saying. That's
why they say if you're friends for over
keep
15 years, then you cousins.
Yeah, but this is what I'm saying. We have to make sure that we keep this bond between each other, because it's you can't just, girl, you can't buy this on the shelf. You can't, you know what I'm saying? You can't make this up. You know what I'm saying?
And men have come and gone.
Yeah, men came and gone, and we're together.
Always going to be together.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And if she was still here, we will still all be together, and that's what I like about, the sisterhood that we got, no matter whether or not we got mad at each other or not, you know what I'm saying? Because I know we didn't got mad at each other so many times, but we always stayed true to each other. You know what I'm saying? We still stayed friends. And that's one thing I actually learned about her, because when I tell you, I don't have no female friends. I don't do the female friends. I don't.
But all of us, we stick together.
But I'm saying, but us, it's like a sisterhood. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't even really knew Shell until I met y'all.
And Shell, one thing I think rubbed off on all of us from Sid is gradually realizing we don't have to put up with a bunch of shit from men.
Exactly.
We don't have to be mistreated and abused. It's rubbed off on we have all been victims of domestic abuse. And even this, when Nett came here, I said, okay, I'm in a relationship, but I think he's looking at the front door. I'm about to get rid of him. I already knew it was coming. Girl, I told him before he got, I said, look, I'm just letting you know, I'm gonna introduce you to him, but he's looking at the front door. Nett already knew, no problem. No problem. And Nett was like, I wish he would come in here and say something to me. She said, I'll flip him.
Okay.
That's one thing too that is so unique in the fact that you already know that. Like for me, my brother even said it a couple years ago. It takes a lot for me to allow somebody into my inner circle of people, because I'm just not a trusting person.
That's right.
So when I lose somebody out of that, it hits hard, and it takes years to recover from that. But with this bond, and another reason why I wanted to do the podcast is to talk about the importance of having a sisterhood where we might not talk for years, but if the crap hits the fan, I need somebody to pick up a phone and we're
Yes.
gonna roll.
Talk to. Yeah.
Yes, we there.
We can share stuff
And
with each
that's
other. We
part
can
of
share with other
fun.
people. Right.
Exactly.
Right. No
Hell,
matter how mad or how angry, you know, somebody can pick up the phone and we're gonna get in the car and ride.
Exactly.
And that's
But I
not
just
something
want to
that
know
you can
one
find.
thing, Michelle. I just want to know one thing. Who done your hair on this picture,
Oh,
girl?
yeah, I
Because
love the twist.
you is flawless on
Don't
this
tell
picture.
her nothing. Don't tell her nothing. Hey,
I want to say that when you get off.
You look like a goddess.
Girl, you is flawless on this picture. Oh, eyebrows are gone, honey.
Hurricane. Your skin looks like it's glowing.
Yes, honey. I'm telling
Boy,
you, the
stop.
eyebrows, the hair, the skin, honey. And she even got that diva stare.
Oh,
don't she?
sure. We did go get our nails done together. We got
Yeah,
a
we
mani
did.
pedi, and we're gonna go.
Oh my God. Well, I was wanting to come up there last weekend. I'm gonna try to get up there the weekend after next, just to hang out.
But I'm saying this is not normal Shell right here. That's why I was like,
No, that is
look
the new
at
shit. No,
Shell.
this is normal show now.
This is post
Shell now.
divorce. This is post divorce Shell.
What?
Shell, before we leave, I just want to remind you, I was talking to CD, who is my estranged spouse.
She ain't getting no divorce.
We were laughing about the fact
Oh, Jesus.
that you and I and Sydney repoed his car that was in my name. We got that Ford Explorer. I remember Sydney said
that's my whole story. I tell people we were all dressed in black.
Yes, tell the story, Shell.
We were all dressed in black. It wasn't even. It was a situation where an explanation wasn't needed. It was one of these things where we got a phone call was made. We need to do this, and it was like, all right, let's do it. There was no explanation. There was no why are we doing it. It was just like, let's go.
We were ninja
Girls in the hood.
We jumped up in that car. We jumped up in that Explorer. We burned rubber, and you know, Sid was the driver.
Of course.
And it was March Madness. And
yes, she was the driver to get there. Yep, and I remember.
We knew that at halftime. We knew that whenever they had a break, he was gonna come outside and they were gonna notice it was missing. she got me revved up. She was like, "Girl, if you don't go back and get that Explorer, he gonna go to Black Bike Week with some other chick. She gonna be sitting up in the front seat in your truck, man." Like, you better not let that happen.
Oh my God.
She was not gonna let you be weak. She was not gonna let you be like, "Oh, my man left me, and he gonna keep the truck with my name on it.
No,
he ain't even got a job, and the payments I still gotta pay for. It's gonna mess up my credit." Sydney was like, "Hell no, we going to get your truck right now."
Yeah, and we did. It was, and I was always the call chick. It's like I would never. There would be no explanations. They would call Michelle, and Michelle's on the road.
Exactly.
You hadn't even gone through the pep talk.
No, I know. I don't get notes. It's always call Michelle. I just go on blind faith that whatever we doing. That
was hilarious.
We'll tell you everything on the way.
I mean, that's exactly how I am. It's like, just fill me in on the way. I'm on the way. Just fill me in. I'm on the road. I'm
gonna have a treat tonight for Sid and for all of us.
Oh yes.
We have been friends for 30 years, and I'm trusting God we're gonna be here for another 30.
Oh yeah.
Long life that we get to see our grandchildren and great grandchildren.
Oh yeah.
And we're gonna look back at this and laugh
once again.
And hopefully, now that I finally have a passport, we can go on some trips.
We need
to plan our first girls trip.
I need to get me a passport.
Right? What you think, Shell?
Let's do it.
We
need to do it and for her. Like that, we were literally planning that. But the same year she passed, we were planning that. So we need to make it happen. Absolutely.
Yeah, I might get my groove back, get me a little Jamaican boy, and bring him home.
Listen to her.
Lord,
look, girl.
I need a cabana boy.
Look, she gotta remember how to hit it and quit it and keep it moving. She wants.
You need to talk to Ned. Ned seems to got the secret sauce. So I don't look. I'm over here in these streets struggling.
Michelle, she is the exact opposite of me. I cannot. That's a whole nother episode. I cannot have sex and not gain some emotional attachment.
Girl, please.
For her, it ain't nothing.
Child, please. I've learned how to hit it and quit it and keep it moving.
No, I would actually rather return to something familiar than take a chance of getting emotionally.
No, this is definitely a topic for another podcast.
I even asked I had a conversation with my sister about this. I said, and not just that, but in light of COVID and the pandemic and everything, would you feel safer sticking with something that was not great.
Okay,
but
that's another
familiar.
topic. That's another
This
topic.
is a whole nother topic, Shonda. That's a whole nother topic. Let's stay on Sid. Let's stay on Sid because that's a whole nother topic.
Well, she
We
was
are definitely gonna bring that back.
yeah.
Yes.
Sid was a Leo.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Were you ever gonna see her not looking
Flawless
to death?
Flawless.
fresh to death?
I live with her, and I even when she would wake up, because I remember so many nights where, because it got to I'm not somebody who goes out all the time like you guys did, so there were some nights where I just didn't go. So I was babysitting. And I remember some nights mornings I would wake up and little dude would be in the bed laying next to me. I'm like, well, I guess they at the club. They didn't even tell me they were going. They didn't even tell me they were leaving. And I got the kids.
Look,
Clothes everywhere.
all of us have our voices that we can have when we're professional.
Oh yes.
I mean, you have a wonderful one.
You got a street voice.
Ned, I've heard Ned on the phone where I didn't recognize her.
Because
I'm so happy that you decided to come today.
Exactly.
Everyone says that I sound like, a
white woman.
Yeah, a white woman on my answer machine. I was like, what do you mean? You don't sound like that. Okay, you gotta have a
yeah. Imagine my name when I show up and I'm like, surprise.
I know, right?
So that's how Sydney was when I first met her. Her voice was so nice and soft.
And I benefit from the crew because I always had people who were willing to throw down, and I can just be like, all right, y'all keep messing with me.
Y'all don't understand what kind of crew I got behind me.
I know, right? Y'all think I'm quiet and whatnot, but y'all don't know the firepower I got behind me.
You just do not know.
You had girls, we were like Powerpuff on crack.
Okay, girl, we was kind of like boys in the hood. I'm telling
you. We didn't need a whole lot of encouragement. Got kicked out of so many clubs.
Oh my God, so many.
Out of
Have a night cafe.
Oh my God.
Wow, that's a flashback.
Remember there was a club Lotus, I think it was. It was like a Latina club type. Where we got kicked out of that one because
the guy put his hand on North Main. What's that?
I
North
can't
Main?
think. There's so many.
Right there on the corner next to the interstate or whatever.
TG's.
Yes. Oh my God, we got kicked out of that so many times. Oh Jesus Lord.
Oh wow, I remember. Oh yeah. Oh my God.
But the line was wrapped around the building, and we still standing in line.
Yep.
Waiting
Going
to
to the club 11 and 12 o'clock at night.
Still waiting to get in. I'm going. I got to get me a drink. I'm going. I was like, oh my God, girl, them was the days.
And
yeah,
then
they were
days when you didn't go with her, she would tell you, "You should have came. We had so much fun."
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, it seemed like when
I'm
not there,
but I go
fun. When I go, I'm just sitting here thinking, this is $50 I could have kept to myself, and I could have just stayed at home, But I realized
the true representation for me as well for her loyalty, to the sisterhood was when my mom passed, and I didn't have anybody. I had my brother, but obviously he was just as impacted as I was. She came with me to view my mom's body.
Oh,
Her and Tasha, they both came with me. They sat beside me while I was standing next to my mom while she was in the bed before they took her to the morgue. And she held my hand as I looked at my mom for the last time. And that, for me, solidified the fact that blood does not make you a sister.
Oh, no, it doesn't.
It's the bond. It's the bond.
Yeah.
Because they didn't have to come.
Exactly.
And that was my lowest moment in my life. And they were right beside me. And they said goodbye to my mom because my mom was just like her mom as well.
Yeah.
And that memory stands out so vivid for me that it's like, you have to really, nurture these types of bonds with people because we're humans, right? And who we're connected to, that's all we got.
Exactly.
We're all we got.
I feel the same way about you. When I opened my eyes after my hysterectomy,
I was right
there. Who came here to Durham to be by my side while Barack Obama performed surgery on me.
Yes, he did. Yes, it was Barack.
He did look like Barack.
I mean, but
that's the first thing Michelle said. Why didn't you tell me Barack Obama was
up in the hospital?
With
surgery.
Girl. But that's the thing though. People, these girls these days, they don't understand. These days, they don't understand the real sisterhood these days. It's like it's not
hard
even,
to get new friends.
Yeah, it's not even, it's no bonds though. It's like these girls is, sleeping with each other's men and stuff, and it's like they just don't care. I mean, it's just crazy. It's no sisterhood whatsoever. You shouldn't let a man come in between a loyalty and friendship of you and your woman, womanhood of friends and stuff, because you just like a husband, they're gonna come and go. You know what I'm saying? But a sisterhood, that bond, it's just, girl, it's just something about that bond with, a sisterhood. You shouldn't let a man come in between that. Not if you consider yourself true sisters, or cousins, whatever you want to call it. I don't care if it's blood or not, it shouldn't have anybody come between them. You know what I'm saying? And if it do, you know what I'm saying, you should always have a real sister to be there to encourage you. Like, okay, well, that wasn't really your, a true friend in the first place, and that's why I had to tell Shonda over here, you know what I'm saying? Some things she went through, and I know Sydney was here. It wouldn't have went as calm as it did with me and Shonda, because we probably would have been in jail, because Sydney would have wanted to go over there and fight. But it's
right,
because the way it went down, Sydney would not have went for it at all. She would have been ready to fight. She would have been.
Oh yeah, Sydney would have got me kicked out of this community.
Girl, what? She would have got us in jail because honey, she started and I would have started in. Yeah. All it would have took for her to say, let's go, Nat. And I'm like, okay.
Let's roll.
Here we go.
And another thing, too, when you have a bond and connections that last this long, all of us get to see the different phases of each other's lives. Like,
yes,
we're not the same as we were 20, 30 years from now. You know what I'm saying? And
hopefully we're better.
We get to see everybody evolve. And you got people to go back. Like, there's tons of people who are like, Michelle, you used to dance the booty music, and I'm like, oh, you have no idea. But you guys can come and be like, oh, did she?
Exactly.
Oh my God,
girl.
Oh, shorty swing my way.
Right, like, oh my gosh, like that was my
my song. And Jill turned me on to that song.
But that's the thing, though. And I don't know if you ever been in the church thing, but that's the same thing with me, because see, I was in the church thing for a while, and when I got out of church and caught myself going back to the club with Aaron and Sydney, and girl, I'll never forget. I was just so embarrassed. I ain't never go back with them no more, girl, because it was like, I caught myself putting on a pair of my old jeans, thinking I'm looking good and everything, and I'm in the club trying to do my old dances back in the day that I used to do. Here I got my cranberry juice and gin, and here and look. Hey, Sister Net, is that that's what do you say? Is that what do you say? Is that Jesus juice or something? I was just like, Aaron, leave me alone. And girl, and I was like, just leave me alone. Stop picking with me. He's like, no, I just want to know, is that Jesus juice you got in their cup? And I'm out there trying to do, when they were saying it's time for the percolator. And girl, I kid you not, I got out there trying to do the percolator thing and split my jeans. And up under there, girl.
Wait a minute, you split them in your crack? Right
in the crack, girl. Because I said there was a pair of the old jeans.
Somebody videotaping?
Girl, they didn't have to videotape, girl. They reminded me every time they sing.
Just like my wig flying.
You will never live the wig flying off. You will never live that down.
I don't think her split pants top my wig flying,
baby.
For real, that like
we couldn't tell you your wig was off because we were laughing so hard. People were dancing all over it.
Dead squirrel. I thought it was a dead squirrel.
Girl, please. I still think.
Did she put the jump back on? I can't think.
You put it back on.
I put it back.
We are clearing our hour. I'm so happy we had this conversation.
Yes.
And it's therapeutic, it's healing, but also for the listeners, just to understand, like, bonds, connections that you have, especially Black females, the sisterhood.
Yes,
you have to nurture it, and it has to be something that what you put into it is what you get out of it.
Exactly.
Like, and sometimes you get some tough love, and sometimes it's needed. And sometimes it's like, you know what, you're dumb.
But you're dumb. Like I said, you have to be willing to let your guard down. If you can't tell, like, I guess because the way social media wants us to look like we're always successful, everything's always on top. But if you can't reach out to a friend and say, to your sister friends, I need help with groceries this week. Can you lend me $20? then they're not real friends.
Or I'm being evicted, and I need you to help me move in the next 24 hours. We got to be out the house.
Or this man put his hands on me.
Yeah, and I need you
and
to
I'm
help
scared.
Me. Yeah,
exactly.
That's the main one.
Yeah,
exactly.
You got to have some people in your life that you can call and say, I'm afraid, I'm sick, I'm scared, or I need help. And it shouldn't. I know we always say as women, we got a pocketbook. We can get money from men, which is true. But
now I ain't never said that. Shut up. I have never.
I know, but that was our philosophy back then.
I know you guys would call me so stupid.
Yeah, we used to fuss you out.
You guys used to be so mean to me when I would be like,
that's not my money.
No, Shell, you were like, if I go out for lunch or dinner with the man and it's the first date, we're splitting.
Split the
bill. We're going to split the bill.
Oh,
and I'm like, no, we're not.
No, we're not. We're giving the bill to him.
But yeah, what I'm saying is that all of us as friends, if we needed a place to sleep, a place to lay our head, or food, or anything,
death in the family, or even children being born. I remember when I had Marcus, the Mackenzie and Mikey stayed with Sid and Aaron, so I could have my body cut open and have this kid pulled out.
Yeah, it was worth it,
girl.
Even when we were evacuating for a hurricane one time, and Sid was like, do y'all want to come stay here? And I was like, nope, I have a dog. She found me a hotel that took dogs. So it's kind of like, even when you didn't have constant communication, it was this group that we always knew you could pick up a phone. I don't care how much time has passed, you could pick up a phone. Like, I moved to Virginia and back and fell right into click. So it's just, it was.
I was in Florida. Yeah, remember, I was in Florida when Caleb needed to get in the Air Force, and there were some things we had to get that couldn't go through right because I jacked his credit by mistake. So
she said by mistake.
It was kind of by mistake.
Okay, kind of mistake.
By mistake. Oops. My bad.
But if you look at it though, it's like I was never, you know what I'm saying? I was closer to y'all, but it was like, but when I came around Shell, it was like the same energy was there. Like, I've been knowing Shell the same amount of time I've been knowing y'all. It was like the energy didn't skip a beat. You know what I'm saying? It's like you didn't feel awkward around me. I didn't feel awkward around you. It was like we all still clicked. Like, we all supposed to be there and there for each sisters, for each other, because I knew without a shadow of a doubt, you and Shell was the ones I had to call to notify, you know what I'm saying? Because I didn't want y'all to hear it from nobody else. You know what I'm saying? I knew I had to call y'all first. And especially after they had called me, after Double D called me, I was shocked that she called me, but I knew, I know I had to call my immediate sisters and let them know. I didn't want y'all to hear it from nobody else. I didn't want y'all to see it from nobody else. And because
that's exactly what you said to me. You said, I don't want you to see it anywhere else.
Because the first thing we give it, like, you knew, why didn't you call me? Why didn't you call me? That's our job as sisters, our sisterhood. That's our job to notify each other. You know what I'm saying? Anybody else, because nobody else should be notifying us to let us know stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? We know we should be able to notify each other and let each other know first, so we can get that, get that connection, so we can all get together and mourn together. You know what I'm saying? We all needed each other's energy at that time. We all
that's what we did that same night. We made that trip. What was that, about a 6-7 hour trip? I went, got Shonda, turned around immediately. I don't even think we waited. Right when I got there, Shonda got in the car. We made that turnaround.
Because I was so wondering, like, where y'all at? I was constantly looking, where y'all at?
I told my
head was hurting so bad, my eyes were so dry from crying, but we got there.
Girl, it wasn't even an option. I told my employers, I ain't asking. I'm leaving. Girl. They had already met Sydney. They knew who. They
already knew.
Yeah, they knew her. And just like I said, she walked into my job looking like a superstar. Everybody wanted to meet her. One of the guys wanted to meet her. I said, she's married. He was like, I don't care.
But you could best believe anybody's life that she has touched or
that's
been in, you could best believe everybody has never had any ill words, or they still remember her. They always, it's like, oh, I remember that girl. She was so pretty. They always called her a Black Barbie doll all the time. So it's like, whatever, it didn't matter if it was a person in a grocery store, anybody that knew her or seen her or spoke to her or whatever, they always remembered her. You know what I'm saying?
What I noticed is everybody
Always.
thought that she was their best friend.
Always.
And that's a gift that you can have
Always.
everyone feel like
Yep.
you are their best friend.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Because she was all of our best friends.
It was the energy, girl. It was the energy. And I was like, wow, you know, because I'm telling y'all, I don't hang out with females. That's just not
I don't
me.
have patience with a lot of people.
I don't
either.
know, because I just don't, you know. And it was like, I don't consider, I know we're females, but I consider us family. I don't consider us like friends.
Mhm.
So, you know, being friends with y'all, that's family. Like anybody else out of our circle, then y'all are just friends. I don't have friends, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't trust females, you know, because they're not truthful, you know, they're not honest or whatever. And there's so many females that don't really know the real truth about how to be a true loyal friend, you know, and really be there. They're all out to get what they can get, you know, because they've been hurt so many times. But you have to understand, you can't hurt, you know, everybody that come in your life. You have to trust somebody.
Right.
And it can't be the guys. It has to be a woman, because you have to have a mother intuition. You have to have a sister intuition that's going to be able to let you know the real deal. You know what I'm saying? Because she's a woman, you're a woman. A man can't do that. You have to have a true woman that's going to be there to be able to give you that energy. And these women these days don't know how to have that loyal friendship. You know what I'm saying? They don't. So it's very hard. If you don't have no friendship from years ago, it's hard to find people nowadays, you know what I'm saying, that be loyal.
And know that no matter what they say, they're saying it for your greater good. They're not even if it's some stuff that's tough to hear, you know, they're doing it out of love.
Exactly.
And that's where the challenge comes in, because there's so much spite out there. There's so much jealousy out there.
Yes.
And there was never any jealousy amongst us. It's kind of like everybody had their own thing.
Yeah.
Everybody, it's like all of us have a very distinct personality.
Yes.
There was never any competition, because we all kind of brought in our own energy to make up what we are.
You look better than me. I look better than you.
There was never any of that.
Never.
You know
none
what?
Of that.
Here's the one thing I've noticed as all of us have matured in our friendships is we no longer discuss each other's business with each other. Like, if you know, when
I never did that.
No, I'm just saying as a rule.
Oh.
Like, you know, it's a female thing.
Yeah,
like,
you telling on yourself, Shonda?
Like, I'm gonna give you no. I'm just telling you the truth. In the past, if you know, Ned has said something like, "Well, how's Michelle doing?" I'm like, "Oh, well, Michelle doing blah blah blah. She just, you know, she in a relationship." But we don't do that anymore.
You know,
we don't
maybe because I ain't hardly ever in a relationship.
No, maybe it's because we
stop it, Shell.
You
know, I know. I quit.
No, maybe it's because we realize that at the end of the day, those things don't really matter.
They don't even matter.
And if you really want to know, you'll ask her.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Here's how it is. You can tell me today, Shell, I met this man. I love him. He's wonderful. And I'm like, oh, that's great. Tomorrow you could say, I can't stand him. And I'd be like, I can't stand him either.
No, yeah. Shonda would tell you straight up.
Get on day 4. You
hold on. I'm going to give you a straight up quote Shonda told me. And she going to talk about I'm the mean one. Shonda said, all y'all ever do is just meet up in some hotel and then go y'all separate ways. There ain't no damn relationship. I was like, wow, Shonda, really? That's how you feel? That's how you feel?
Say that.
Girl.
Did I say that?
Oh, yes, you did. Hey, and you use some choice words. I'm just editing out.
Okay. Shell, that was probably the liquid truth.
No, I mean,
you know how it is. You know, a drunken mouth will speak the truth.
It was facts. I didn't have nothing to come back with.
Shell, look, every day I come in and I said, oh, Shonda, I got another car. She's like, oh, girl, you ain't nothing. I got to hurry up to get my passport, because, girl, we really do have to have a girls' trip. And
and really definitely, I think we need to do it in honor of Sid, because that would be great. But since we are
precautions, because I do watch Discovery ID, and I've seen this show with Vivica Fox and her daughter where they go on some vacation and they end up kidnapped by this man.
Oh Lord!
I will make somebody disappear. You know I got a certain.
Okay, well look, we learned how to do that already. So
we had a couple of snatch. Look, these two. It was 2 men, like a older man and younger man who seduced both of them.
Shell, I love you, but I gotta go pay my water bill, girl.
I gotta use the bathroom.
All
All
right.
right.
Love
I'm
you.
signing off, ladies.
Love
You
you.
guys take care. Love you too.
Bye-bye.
Bye. We hope you enjoyed this episode. And if you're looking for more of us or to check out some additional content, make sure you visit our Instagram at The Looking Glass Podcast or visit our YouTube at Relationships Through the Looking Glass. And if you like tunes and music, we also have playlists set up on Apple Music and Spotify under the Rabbit Hole playlist. Take care, be well, speak with you soon.